What's up, guys? My name's Wes. I know I don't go on YouTube very much, but I decided to actually make a real YouTube video for once instead of just my normal music videos that I make, like from traveling from countries and stuff. I really wanted to get into this a lot more because I've become more experienced now in my photography, where I can actually teach you guys stuff as well too. Because I've watched like a lot of videos from people, and there's so much that I already know myself and that I want to be able to offer to you guys as well too. So at the end of this video, or like in the comment section, please let me know how you like this video and what you would like me to make more of as well too. And please subscribe to my channel. So I'm in Osaka, Japan right now. This is my apartment. I'm actually leaving today because I'm heading to Tokyo, Nagasaki, Fukuoka. But this is my apartment view here from my balcony. So yeah, we'll head back inside right now. I wanted to make a video about everything that I use for my video creations, as well as like my photography on Instagram. I've actually had a lot of people reach out to me. Maybe you did, if you're watching this right now. But I've had a lot of people reach out to me about what camera equipment do I use? And I got tons of it over here. I'm gonna go over everything that I have right here and reasons for using the stuff that I have. I have a Ronin S. Now you can have any kind of gimbal it is, but if you're doing any kind of professional work, whether it be weddings or any kind of event work, I work at clubs sometimes, events, anything like that. Or if you're just trying to make a really professional video, something like this will come in handy. A Ronin S. The only difficulty with this one is it's kind of a little heavy, especially when you have a bunch of lenses in a backpack and you're carrying it around. I don't mind using it. Using it wise, I think it's pretty decently light. I think that people just complain a little bit too much about their equipment and say it's too heavy. And I have some really heavy camera lenses, and the only time I really think it's heavy is when I'm carrying it in a backpack, honestly, because then it's just breaking my back and it's over 50 pounds. Otherwise, usability during the day, I don't really mind it. I can use a camera like the whole day if I need to. And if you don't, or if you can't, you might as well just go work out now, because I don't know what you're gonna do. So yeah, what I got on this, I have a small rig handle on it so that I can use like two hands with the Ronin. And I connect the camera on here with a LCD screen as well. So that's that. Oh yeah, I'm also selling it too, so if anybody wants to buy it, I just can't deal with the gimbal right now because I have too much stuff. Alright, what are we gonna go with next? This next thing, this is actually my newest lens that I got. It's the Sony 100 to 400. I call it the polar bear lens because this baby, I'm taking it with me to go shoot some polar bears. We're gonna get some really good, nice shots with this up in Svalbard. I don't know if I'm gonna go this year or if I'm gonna go next year. I also have the 100 to 400, the teleconverter for the 100 to 400 on it. This teleconverter is really good. I've tested out this lens with the teleconverter, the 1.4, the 2.0. I've also did a lot of testing with the 200 to 600 and the 1.4 as well as the 2.0. And what I found was like the 200 to 600 is just a tad sharper for you pixel peepers out there. Just a tad sharper than this combo. But this is a lot better autofocusing. I really like it. This is my favorite combo because essentially it's a 140 to 560 millimeter. So this is going to be any animals, anything farther away. If I upgrade to an A7R Mark IV soon, which I have an A9, it's connected to it's the camera right now that's filming me. I don't have a second camera, so I can't just film with another camera and use mine. The other thing is there's a couple of attachments I have on here. I have the Peak Design clip. So Peak Design, I use like a lot of their gear. I think it's amazing. It's phenomenal. You'll see there's like a bunch of other stuff over here that I have from Peak Design, and it's all been so much better. Like I'm able to take off like that whole clip thing. Like that's a little bit of weight on there. That's a decent amount. It's a couple ounces or whatnot. That's gonna add weight to your backpack, and you want to be able to take off weight, especially when you get these bad boys in there. They're heavy. You want to try to limit as much as you can. That's been my goal as a travel photographer and videographer, is to try to minimize the amount of stuff in my bag, but still able to do what I need to do. That's my goal. So that's on here. It's a pretty good clip. It clips onto their Peak Design tripod. It works out really well. It's nice. Arc clip. What do I have here? This is my first lens I ever got. I love it. It's nothing's ever gonna replace it. This is the 16-35 G Master. I love this bad boy. I use it for anything astro. It's a 2.8, so it has some really good light with it. It opens up pretty wide. It's a 16-35, so I use this for any kind of real estate video. That's what I use the Ronin with this and my camera, the A9. And the reason why, actually, I'm just gonna go on, the reason why I got an A9 is because it does everything that I need it to do. It does event work, the files aren't too big, it's 24 megapixel, which is really good still, and it's good for video, it's good for astro, it's good for like low light situations. You don't want a camera that has a high megapixel count in a low light situation. It also does 20 frames per second, so if I'm shooting animals, that's perfect, or sports. It's pretty much just good for everything, and I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the only Sony camera that films or records in 6K, but downgrades it to 4 when you export it. So I just think it's an overall really good camera for video, photo as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go back on Edelkrone. I'm gonna go back on to the 16-35. This thing, like I was saying, I use it for real estate. I use it for everything. I use it for astrophotography, any kind of wide shots I need. I rarely ever use it for the 35. So like, I mean, if I'm on that, I'll switch to it. Like, I mean, usually I would rather just switch the 24-70. So this thing I actually got out here in Japan. It was my first lens I got in Japan because I needed a lens like to be in the middle of all my other lenses. So this thing, this 24-70, I really like it. I'm actually using it a lot more than my other lenses. I'm just kind of bringing it around as an everyday carry lens or something where I don't know what I'm going to be shooting. I'm going to bring it with me. I really like this lens a lot. I think it's better. This is the Sigma Art 2.8. I think it's better than the G Master. It's also half the price, like almost half the price. In Japan, it's even a little bit cheaper than it is in the US. It's a really nice lens. I love it. So I've been using it for like a lot. And on the end of it, I have the Peter McKinnon ND filter. It's a little scratched. This thing is phenomenal for video. If I'm doing any kind of handheld video, I'm usually using the 24-70 for it. It's been pretty good. Because usually if I'm going to record on video, I'm not going to use the 70-200. Like, I'll use the 70-200 quite a bit. But most of the times I'm always just going to the 70 anyways. I'm not really going past that. If I really need to, I can always just crop in. But yeah, I love this 24-70. And the variable ND filter makes it so that I don't have to change my aperture at all. And I can literally keep it, I can just change it as I video. And the amount of light that's coming in. 70-200 lens right here. This is probably my favorite lens out of all of them. I love this lens. And on the end of that, I have a CP, a circular polarizer filter, just because I feel like every time I shoot with this, it's always super bright out, and I just need to give a little bit more saturation. There's always like some kind of like little fog in the distance whenever I'm shooting with this. This is the best lens that you can have for any kind of video work at all. Like, event work, like video or event work or anything like that. I love it for portraits as well too. I got another Peak Design clip on here. Yeah, I love this thing. I use it for events. Street photography is pretty cool with it. It's a very fast lens. So it's way better than the 100-400 I have. So I'll choose this any day for the 70-200 range rather than the, I won't use the other one for the 140 range as much. This thing is meant to be my fast lens. If I need it for an event, a wedding, anything like that, this is what I'm going to be using. So yeah. What do I have next here? We got a Mavic 2. This is how I do any of my video recording. I always use a Mavic 2 for it. A Mavic Pro 2. This is the one with the Hasselblad camera. This thing is really good. I love it. I only wish DJI could make something. I hope they're coming out with the Mavic Pro 3 soon, in which case I'm going to sell this. But this thing's been really good. The only thing I probably don't like about it is the active track. It's crashed on me so many times from following me skiing or something else, and it just crashes into a tree. Like, I don't get, what's the point of having active track DJI if you're not going to make it good or fix it or do what it's actually supposed to do? Otherwise, manually flown, I love this thing and I don't crash it. So it's pretty cool. But it crashes itself all the time. Otherwise, yeah, I love this. It's got me all my drone footage I needed. One note, I always film either on manual or I should film on shutter priority. A lot of you out there probably film with auto and you're not supposed to do that. So learn about photography first and then fly drones, because I did the wrong thing by flying drones first. But it got me into photography a lot. Controller here. These are the batteries, a Mavic. I have 3 of these. I also have an FPV drone. So I haven't started flying it. Along with the FPV drone, I have the DJI controller for it. I'm practicing on the computer, and I have the goggles. So the goggles are pretty cool too. So this setup, I'm gonna be flying really fast with it, and I can't wait to fly. I've just been practicing on the simulator right now, just because I don't want to crash it yet. So I'm being very careful. It's not allowed to fly in Japan. I've already gotten in trouble for flying my drone in Japan. So I'm trying to kind of wait until I get back to the US to fly this, or I'm trying to go to Indonesia next. So I'm going to fly this thing somewhere there's like a nice open range, and I'm going to get used to it. And it's going to, the learning curve is going to be so fast with this once I start flying it, because I'm already doing pretty well in the simulator. GoPro Hero 8. I use this this is kind of my go-to for any extreme activity. So like skydiving, bungee jumping, mountain biking, hiking. I mean, even hiking, I'll probably bring my camera. Underwater, any underwater stuff. Right now I don't have an underwater housing. I wish I did. It costs like $7K. Naughtycam, if you're listening, please sponsor me. I want an underwater housing so bad because I love scuba diving. So I'll use this every time for scuba diving. And I use it with the tripod. This is a Spivo tripod stick. I really like it because it bends, kind of like a GorillaPod does, but it also is a tripod. So this is really handy. I like this a lot, and it also will bend like around stuff too. So like if you need to put it around a pole, it'll go right there. So you don't have to have like 50 attachments. Like this is the only thing I really need with me for it, and it's been pretty good. And it's lightweight as well too. Selfie stick, I guess you call it, but the difference is it spins around. This one's a little broken right now because I've had it for like 2 years, but I gotta get another one. But yeah, it spins around when you click it down here, and this is really, really good for underwater. Like I pretty much only use this, like I use it above, like I used to, but I don't like to do selfies a whole lot. But when you're underwater, it's actually pretty sweet because you can spin it around at the fish, you can spin it around back at you if there's something else near you. I have this, which it's 2 pieces. This is an Edelkrone Head 1. This thing, it spins around. I used to have it, like I still have a slider, an Edelkrone slider, but I want to sell the slider because I don't need that in my bag. Again, it's too heavy. Do I use it enough to take it with me everywhere? Not necessarily, but I use it for real estate photography, real estate video. But this thing, it spins around very slowly. You can do you could do hyperlapses with it or record nice videos with smooth turning footage. So I threw a Peak Design clip on there so I can throw it onto my tripod and use it like that. And if I need to do any kind of hyperlapses. I'm debating whether I actually need it or not, because you can actually do the same thing with the Ronin S. You can set it up and sit it down. The difference with this is I don't have to get out the Ronin to do it, and I can put this on my tripod and do it like that as well too, like a hyperlapse. This thing is really cool, like if you're doing any product reviews or anything like that. It's a flex tilt head. It'll tilt over and you can have your camera viewing downwards at something. I mean, I don't use that very much, but it also just gives you a little bit of extra room on top of the tripod here. So I like to put that on sometimes. It also makes for a really good stand on like a table. So you can put it here and then put your camera on it and not have to use your tripod. So that's definitely a good possibility for those kind of things. This actually got over here, which is pretty funny. It's just a tripod, tripod seat. I learned after being in Iceland that one of these things is really handy, especially if you're doing time lapses of the night sky. This thing is perfect for that because you can just sit down and be there watching your time lapse go by like in Iceland instead of standing and freezing with standing like a twig. I don't know. So this thing, and it's super, super light. This is from Montbell. I couldn't find any, like everything else in the US I found was really heavy and wasn't that great. Here's a Peak Design bag. I like to use this if I'm too lazy to carry a big bag with me and I just have like one lens I need to put in this. This is the Peak Design carry pouch bag. It connects to their strap, which I use this for my camera. And there's like these little clip things, which I use on my camera on this bag as well too. So if I need to carry this bag with me, clip it right on there. And I clip the other one there. So I got like kind of like a little pouch bag if I need it for like an event or something. So if I can't bring like a huge bag somewhere and I just need some filters or I need some batteries, extra batteries, and I just put them in here instead of just jamming them all in my pockets and having my pockets like it's just so much easier just using like a little pouch like this. These are the filters I have from Polar Pro. I don't trust any other filter company just because what's the point of putting stupid like glass like that doesn't work on the end of your lens? If you get expensive lenses, what's the point of doing that? So I try to use the best, which is Polar Pro. I have the 2 to 5 stop Peter McKinnon one I told you about. I have the UV filter for if I'm doing any night stuff, and I have the CP. And they come in these nice hard cases. They also give you a soft case too if you're that kind of person. I like the hard cases because I don't want my shit to break. I love this. A lot of people are all about solid state drives. I like solid state, but I also don't want to spend the money for that. Like I'm willing to put my money in other places. This thing is really good just because it has like the rubber on the outside of it. It's a lacy hard drive. I have a 4 terabyte and then I also have a 5 terabyte. So I use both of these to store all of my footage and all of my photos. So it's that. The other thing is I have this. I don't know if it'll fit on camera. So this is my main travel bag. It's low, bro. Let's open this bad boy up. Whew. A lot of space to store everything. I use this as my main point A to point B backpack. I don't really use this out if I'm doing like a day trip somewhere. I don't use this because it's too, I don't know, it's just, it holds a lot and the straps are comfortable, but only for a short time. And so it's pretty much just my travel bag. Like I use this to carry everything from point A to point B. The bag that I use all the time though is the Peak Design bag. I love this. There's 3 different ways you can get into the bag, which are the side pockets here. And you can store stuff in the side here. Like I always have my camera thing to clean it. This bag is phenomenal. I love it because you can sort out everything. You can sort out all your stuff in there. And you can customize it however you want. So this thing is phenomenal, and I love this latch system where you can pack it full if you need to. And then there's 3 ways to get into it, and still the computer fits in here, 15-inch. What I like about the version 2 is the fact that there's magnets. So now when I'm traveling, I can carry it like this, and my shit's not gonna dangle everywhere. It's all nice and compact, because typically, like I said, the point A to B backpack, I use that for all my gear. This has just got extra gear in it if I have too much in the other bag. So this is just meant to be like a side carry bag, or it's meant to be the day bag. So those are my two bags that I have for traveling as the Loa Pro Runner AW2. Links are going to be in the description. I got my MacBook Pro 15-inch, 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes, Pro Vega processor. This thing's a tank. It does everything I needed to, like video, all of that. It's the price you paid to get the better stuff. I got this, which is again from Peak Design. You can tell I love their stuff. I have everything. I even have the wash pouch. I use that too. But I'm only going over all my camera gear, not all my shit I own. So this is my tech pouch. I usually just fasten it because I usually have too much shit in my bag anyways, and I just fasten it to the outside of my bag with D-clips. And I also want to get to my tech bag quick because usually I keep stuff. I keep my GoPro in here. I got my light. I use this as my underwater light. This thing's pretty cool. And it's not going to turn on because it's dead. I also have this from Polar Pro, which has all of my SD cards in it. This thing is really good because I've broken so much footage I've lost from breaking memory cards just because I put them in like a little sticker and then slide it into my wallet or something like that. Something stupid. Like I used to do that stuff. Maybe you do that too, but don't get yourself down because you learn about these things. So I got this because this came out and I was like, heck yeah, best $30 I ever spent by saving all of my footage in these memory cards. There's actually nothing inside of them though. So, because I take my stuff and I download it to my computer and then I download it to my hard drive. So actually everything's on my hard drive. But this is really cool. I love it. It holds all the cards in there. They're all in one place. I know where they are. I have like tons of these Mophie battery packs. I have one in every bag and then a couple extras. You can never be too safe because you always need electricity. You need to charge your equipment. You don't want to run out of ways to charge. What else I got in here? I got a bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to show you everything. This thing's really cool. It's from Carved. I don't know what's going on with that. It's from Carved, and it's the thinnest wireless charger ever. I rarely ever use it, but it's cool because it's made out of wood. Put that back in here. Oh yeah. These skins also, like there's a bunch of things with skins. Like this one's totally different. This is pure wood. This is made from Cover Up. I'm gonna have a link in the description for that place. And then this is this is from Alpha Guard, from Lifeguard. It's a Lifeguard skin. I love it, not just because it looks really cool, it's Arctic camo, but I really love it more so because I always get some kind of scratches or dings or nicks on my camera. And that's not, I hate that. That's so annoying. Like having this, I'm not getting stupid scratches and I can sell the lens for virtually brand new from whenever I get it because I am very careful with the lens itself. I don't touch it or I put a UV filter, like a good UV filter. So I take care of it except for the outside. The outside is what gets banged up. So you might as well have a skin on it, make it look cool, make it personal. That's you. Don't let anybody change you. This is a Peak Design tripod. I like it a lot. The reason why I like it a lot is because it's really light. You can bring it with you everywhere. I haven't found a single flaw yet. Every other tripod I've used, there's like, they suck some way. This one, all you have to do is just turn the little side thing here and you can move the camera around. It's a really, really good tripod. I use it for everything. It breaks down. It's like the thinnest tripod and it fits right on the side of my bag. It's perfect. But I won't go too in detail about that just because I need to move on to my camera, which is the Sony A9. So I think I showed that in the video. I love the Sony A9. And then the lens that I'm using right now to film is the Sigma 35mm 1.2. As you saw, those were all zoom lenses, but I wanted one prime lens. So the prime lens, I couldn't figure out what I wanted. Did I want a 24 1.4 GM? Did I want a 35? And most of the other 35s aren't even that good from Sony. did I want a 50? Now the 50 millimeters, the 1.4 Sony planar, those are really nice. They have a nice bokeh. They're really, really good for portraits. But I have the 24 to 70, and I've taken some portraits with that, and they look really nice regardless. They still have a nice bokeh. But this 35 1.2, this is, you can see this bokeh. It's I don't even know if it's shooting at 1.2 or not because it's changing. But I love this bokeh on this lens. This is a lens that I cannot replicate with any of these other zoom lenses over here. Like, I can't do what it's doing right now with this lens. And now I also have a good lens for at night if it's dark. This lens is perfect for it. Small HD LCD monitor. I love this thing. I also have the newest Sony microphone, which is part of the reason why I wanted to make this video, because this the voice on this thing, the way it picks up audio is phenomenal. This is a breakthrough from Sony. You don't need you don't need a cord, an audio cord to plug into the camera. It just reads from the top of the camera itself on the hot shoe mount. That's the whole reason why I got this microphone. It's small, it's compact, it's really light, and it's perfect. It reads the sound from the front here. You guys be the judge of it. Let me know how you like the audio on this video at all. It's actually my first time using it. I used it a few times before this, like obviously just to test it out. But this is my first video I made with this microphone on here. So I really love this. I got it here in Japan. I actually got it for like 17% off, because these stores, they give you like 10% off for tax. And then they give you like a repeat coupon that you can use for an extra 7% off every time you come back when you use a Visa card. So it's pretty sweet. I've been able to get some really good deals on the electronics here in Japan because of that. So I actually got it less than $300. Meanwhile, in the States, it's like $350 plus tax. But yeah, that's, oh yeah, on my camera, I know I've got extra stuff. On my camera, I got this is also Peak Design. So you can tell it's a really cool company. Go check them out. Peak Design is really, really good. I love this camera strap. I just put it around my wrist because you never know if you're gonna drop your camera. This actually now concludes my video of what do I own in my camera bag. This is the stuff that I'm traveling with. This is everything. This is how I make those photos or those videos. This is how I take all my shots on Instagram. But it's always ever evolving.